122nd meeting of the Lynn Historical Society. We've been here a while. And now it's known as Lynn Museum, Lynn Arts. The first order of business is to approve the minutes of the prior meeting, which was May of last year, May 3rd.
So moved.
Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, it's a vote. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the Executive Director's Report. Drew?
So I asked the president earlier for permission to have my official report read into the record, just so I could make some very brief, I know this is like terribly uncharacteristic, but some very brief remarks upon my departure. It's been a pleasure. And I know I've expressed that via email yesterday and to the trustees last week and in personal conversations with many of you since the announcement that I was going to be joining Mayor McGee and the team at City Hall as the city's next personnel director. I'm thrilled that I am going to be continuing to work downtown. I'm very excited about the opportunity to return to public service, but it's bittersweet for me because I have loved being here and I've loved the opportunity to not only get to know all of you, but really to work with each of you. And I look around this room and I see so many people that helped out along the way over the last 4 years, people that in many cases have been active in this organization for 20 and 30 years, trying to make it grow and thrive. And I think if we look back on 4 years, we can be proud of a lot of what's happened in this institution, but we should really take a look at arts and culture in Lynn. We have a vibrant cultural district. We have a wonderful resurgence happening at Lynn Arts, and we can point to the team at galleries at Lynn Arts and Arts After Hours, Cultural Latina Dance Academy that have really brought that building back to life. High quality exhibits in this institution, Beyond Walls bringing quality muralists from around the world into our city and allowing us to really remake downtown in a new and vibrant and artistic way. A lot has happened here, but at the center of that are the Lynn Museum and Lynn Arts as the brick and mortar hub for community activity, for history, for arts and culture in Lynn. And I think that we've done a lot to solidify that position in recent years, and I think that we should be very, very proud of that. Before I leave the stage, I just want to say a very, very brief word of thanks to the staff. I see Rua Ahmad back there, who I've worked with since I came here. She and her sister Farah have been long-standing staff associates here. Sue Walker, who started as an intern shortly after I was hired, became our public engagement coordinator. She runs our social media. She handles research requests. She does any and all things in this building. And I am very, very proud to know her and to call her a friend. And what can I say about Elena? And Joe will have more to say about Elena in a few moments. But nothing happens here without Elena. And Elena has been a source of great strength for me, probably as much as I've been a source of great frustration for her. But we have gotten along and we have grown together, and there's a lot of love in this place, and there's a lot of love among the staff people here, and that's something I'm going to miss tremendously. And I want to close by thanking the Board of Trustees who gave me the opportunity to be the director here. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve with all of you. I'm excited about where the trustees are today. We have an incredibly strong board that has a drive and a focus to lead this organization, this marvelous museum and arts center forward into the future. And Joe, you're the best. There's nothing more that I can say than that. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
You always say nice things to the guy with the hammer. Okay. So an introduction of staff. I do want to introduce our new interim director, Elena Hirschman-Seidel, to say a few words.
Good evening, and thank you for your warm welcome and your good wishes. We're very excited about what will happen as we go forward, but it's really thanks to wonderful leadership from Drew. On behalf of the staff, present and past, and there are many of us, we wish him the best. We really hope that all good things going forward to you and to Trish. And for all of you to know that the museum really is in good hands. We have a wonderful board, and it's a very supportive board, and a great group of people who work here and volunteer here. So thank you, and we will be calling on you maybe as a volunteer or to come to another event, but thank you and have a lovely evening.
Thank you. Now for the highlight of the evening is my report. I'm obligated to do this by the bylaws, so bear with me. Okay, welcome to the 2019 annual meeting of the Lynn Museum, Lynn Arts. This is the 122nd meeting of this organization, originally known as Lynn Historical Society. I would be understating the obvious if we're not to say that this has undoubtedly been a year of transition for the institution. First, the Board of Trustees launched a leadership giving initiative in 2018, which is a multi-year fundraising program aimed at stabilizing and sustaining museum operations, as well as providing support for the various programs that we offer. At this point, it should be noted that each and every member of the Board of Trustees is participating in this initiative. Each and every member of the Board of Trustees is personally invested in this endeavor in the future of Lynn Museum and Lynn Arts organization. That's quite an accomplishment. It enables us to apply for grants, enables us to go out and seek other funds, and it shows the commitment of the Board of Trustees, each and every individual on the board. During the next year, we plan to grow this initiative, and you too can participate. I'm going to invite everybody to participate. We love company. So we are going to ask the members, we're going to ask other benefactors in the city, we're going to ask people who want to give, people who don't want to give. We're going to ask people to participate and support us because we want to be here, we want to continue to do good things. But nothing we do here would be possible without the fabulous collection that we possess. It's truly a gem for the city of Lynn. Other historical societies have collections, but none can compare to this one here. We have a fabulous art collection. We have history objects that go back to the 1600s. We have library materials that go back to the 1600s. And Lynn is one of the 10th, probably the 10th oldest city in the country, and we have artifacts going back that far. So it says a lot for this institution, for the people who founded it. So. And then second, during the past year, we were able to enter an agreement for the use and management of the gallery space in the Lynn Arts Building. And this effort was initiated by Annette Sykes, who I believe is here this evening, and are the artists in the building. The members of Gallery Lynn Arts, the Gallery Lynn Arts, have brought new life and energy to the building, supplementing what staff in this building are doing to promote the arts and culture district. And Annette, are you here?
Yep, right there.
Stand up, take a bow. I mean, it's fabulous. After I yelled at her, we got along fine. She yelled at me. But I really want to say thank you because it's really a great job what you do. I think new life is coming too, with the windows and some facades and everything else, right? So, third, we are going to be installing shortly Todd Gigg's diorama of the Boston Revere Beach Lynn Railroad, which is commonly known as the narrow gauge railroad. And the diorama shows the railroad as it was in 1895. So that'll be happening, we hope, very soon. It's quite a thing to see. We're also going to be we have embarked on Untold Stories, a history of black people in Lynn, and we also engage in an expansion of our education program to include the parochial schools in Lynn and the continuation of our monthly Noontime Mesa program. We also hope to be installing and activating a permanent exhibit which include parts of Lynn's historic fire alarm system, which came out of the Franklin Street Fire Station. These fireboards, as they're commonly called, were donated to the city, to us by the city in the 1990s. But it's a major project, a major undertaking, but it's something we want to do. And it's quite a thing if anyone's ever seen the boards in Wayne Alarm or seen them, if they're like my age and you're brought up in the fire department, you got to see these things in action on Franklin Street. So it's something we really want to do. There's a lot of technical issues that go with that. There's a lot of where to put them, but they're very heavy, but the building will sustain and all that. But all of what I've said so far is very ambitious. And as I said before, guess what? You can help. You can help first by becoming a member. There are forms to become members of this organization in the front of the building by the front desk, and I know there's a table as you come in. Second, by participating in our gifts initiative, which is donating money to sustain these programs. Third, by attending one of our fundraising events, and we have a lot. But we don't expect you to come to all, but please come to some and pay. Fourth, by making a donation in one of the donation boxes. And just everyone, please bear in mind, we do not receive direct funding from the city or the state. We only exist by solicitations and donations and holding events. So if you care about the city of Lynn and its rich history, if you care about history in general and arts in general, or if you're just here to hear Chris Gasper, please consider donating. Because I don't think anyone's here to listen to Steve Krause tonight, so if you are, you can give twice. We also can always use volunteers to help with such tasks as assistance with the school programs, policing the grounds, my favorite, working the front desk, helping with event setup, minor building maintenance projects, etc. And just remember that meaningful contributions of time and effort can only contribute to reducing our operating expenses. In an institution like this, we do expect change. This is the 122nd annual meeting of the Lynn Historical Society, and tonight it has to be a first. This is the first time in our long history that an executive director has decided to walk out at during the annual meeting. Step down is what it says in the official text room. You get it. Today is Drew's last day at the Museum of Lynn Arts, and needless to say, he's accomplished what he set out to do when we hired him 4 years ago. Lynn Museum, Lynn Arts is a much better place during his time here. Drew hired a very talented staff and made this institution the focal point in Lynn's cultural district. He has also developed a fundraising infrastructure which has enabled us to expand our school programs and maintain first-class exhibits. Drew, I cannot thank you enough for what you have done here. The City of Lynn will now be the beneficiary of your talents. Mayor McGee has made an excellent choice for Personnel Director. So, Drew, you have our congratulations. We all know Drew will only be a phone call away. If we have any questions or need his assistance. In addition, Drew has agreed to continue to participate, along with Steve Walsh and myself, in negotiating a new lease with the State Department of Conservation and Recreation for this building. We are tenants here, and every so often our lease does come due, and we call it negotiation, but we listen. Anyways, we will be honoring Drew in a more appropriate manner on June 20th here at the museum. This will be the first event that we are hosting in which we will be utilizing his fundraising apparatus. So it will be a perfect test drive for us to initiate this event. The event will be on June 20th, and tickets will be $25 and more. Details will be sent out to members on our website and by email and all that nice stuff. The Board of Trustees, and I have to announce this, has started the process to hire a new director. Meanwhile, we have named, as I said, Elena Hirschman-Seidel as an interim director, and she'll be assisted by Sue Walker and Roar Ahmad. You both here, why don't you let everyone know who you are? It's Sue. It's Roar. As I stated earlier, the year 2019 is a year of transition. Since our last annual meeting, we've also seen the departure of a few other key individuals, including our collections manager, Susan Baker-Levitt, education manager, Judith Marshall, and individual giving manager, Buffy Pennick. Although we realize that staff change in an institution like this is inevitable, and people do move on to better opportunities, we just don't accept expect to see it all happen at once. But it's happened. However, as near and dear as these individuals may be to us, we must build on their plans and dreams and accomplishments and view it as an opportunity to make their visions a reality. This will both be a challenge and an opportunity for our new director and the Board of Trustees. As you can see, we have an ambitious plan for the Lynn Museum, Lynn Arts. During the next year, these plans will come to fruition. The great work and high standards of Lynn Museum, Lynn Arts will continue. In closing, the words of the World War I hero Marshal Ferdinand Foch come to mind. During the Battle of the Marne, in the early stages of World War I, when the German army was approaching Paris, he said, "My center is giving away, my right is in retreat, situation excellent, I shall attack." Marshal Foch did attack, the French won the battle, the Allies and the United States won the war. So the great work of the Lynn Museum and Lynn Historical Society and Lynn Arts will continue. That's my report. Thank you. Before we proceed with the election of officers, I think Michelle, Drew, come on up. The Board of Trustees, we couldn't do much tonight, but
Right. But we plan on honoring you on the 20th.
yeah, and
But we all wrote you a little note, and we have a little card. As sad as we are to see you go,
Yeah.
we know you're going, and it's going to be a piercing.
I'd just like to introduce Vice President Michelle Kane, Clerk Gail Richardson, Treasurer Steve Babbitt, at-large member Joe Boyd, Iris Kimber, Nancy McCarthy, Sandra Forziati, Cheryl Clown, right in front of me. The ones that misbehave, you put in front of you, so. And Susan Keats. Susan's done tremendous work with on our collections committee, so we really appreciate what she's done. I must have missed somebody. Seth.
Seth.
I wouldn't be talking without you, Seth. You're not up. Oh, Pam. You know what it is? These folks aren't up. Pam Skangus.
Right.
These folks aren't up for re-election, so, and Nancy Glidden is here tonight, too. So, let's see. We're going to proceed with the election of officers and trustees. Michelle?
Okay. All right. The nominations for this year's meeting, we start with Steve Walsh for first vice president for a 2-year term. Sandra Forziati for secretary/clerk. Secretary/clerk, 2-year term. And then the following people for 2 years on the Board of Trustees.
Trying.
Okay.
Just grab it.
Okay. All right.
That's Seth.
That's a
That's why he's important. Yeah.
All right, so the other board members that have signed up for a 2-year term. Seth Abam, Joe Boyd, Cheryl Krauss, Nancy McCarthy, Gail Richardson. Then we have, last but not least, Joe Scanlon for endowment trustee for a 3-year term. And that does it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you for all the
Now you get to vote. The motion's made and seconded to accept the nomination committee's report. Any discussion on the report? If not, I'll close nominations and instruct the clerk to cast 1 vote for each member of the nominated slate. Any objections? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Vote, and I so declare it. Okay. Any new business to come before the membership of the Lynn Museum, Lynn Historical Society, Lynn Arts? Any old business? Okay, here comes the important part. wants to make a motion to adjourn? Coley, you and I always swap. Coley Walsh made the motion. The chair seconds it. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?